Greetings, folks. Ben Tannehill is here again. When it came to me making videos, there were a few topics I ranted on that caused some controversy, and they practically tainted people's views of me. Well, I'm here to give anyone who wanted to strangle Ben T. Looney some more respectable reviews of the things that people defended with all their might. Alright, let's get the easy one out of the way. This was the topic that I felt I ranted on a little too much. However, I couldn't help it because it was such an easy target for me. If I could go back and maybe cut down all the reviews I did related to it, I would. However, I'm going to stand by myself, and I'm not going to change my mind about it just because so many people love it. I'll say it right now. Family Guy is one of the worst shows I've ever watched. I'm of a minority that I don't think is really that small because I'm sure there are as much people who hate it as there are people who love it. Anyway, the reasons for hating this show are practically identical to Ben T. Looney's reasons. I just feel this show has comedy backwards. Rarely have I seen jokes in this show that worked for me because what I saw most of the time were just half jokes. Something would either be set up or others would just be executed. They never felt like complete jokes, and I always felt like something was missing. Also, I'm just not a fan of this style of humor. Celebrities popping up out of nowhere just isn't funny to me. I guess they're trying to go for shock of them showing up in a cartoon, but I see enough of them in tabloid news, so seeing them in a cartoon isn't going to do anything for me. Due to this being an adult show, it abuses its power with constant sexual and racial humor. I feel that this is the lowest form of humor because it feels like a cop-out for writers who are too lazy to build humor around plots and characters. Speaking of which, one of the biggest victims of criticism for this show was the overuse of cutaway humor. I'm mixed about cutaway gags because I feel that if they have something to do with the plot, then they work well, but if they're just a way to force jokes that the writers can't get from the plot, then they fail miserably. As you can tell, I feel this show mostly does the latter. Then, this show constantly makes the same stereotypical jokes that you've seen in every other adult show. I don't know about you, but I hate hearing the same joke over and over again, especially if the stereotypes aren't even funny because they're not true. I also feel the only reason this show has characters is just so they can use them to get more jokes out of. Most of them are just one-joke comedians, being there just for the purpose of getting laughs out of their one trait. And for someone who's been watching cartoons since he was born, the animation is lackluster at best. The characters spend most of their time facing left or right, and it's rare when you see them from any other perspective. When they move, it looks like there are a few frames missing. I know it's a TV budget, but there are plenty of TV shows out there that are able to do a lot more with their animation. They practically become theatrical worthy. I just don't get why so many people love this show so much. I'm not saying that's criminal or anything, but from my point of view, it just seems baffling to me. I know, I used to love this show, but looking back, I don't know why. I remember laughing at this show's attempts at humor, but I don't know why I was laughing. This show just goes against everything I love about cartoons, as it seems to exist for the purpose of seeing how many people the writers can tick off. It's all shock and no value. You could say that I don't have a sense of humor, but if that's the case, I wouldn't be as angry at it because I wouldn't have a humor I love to compare it to. Pedophilia and murder aren't funny if they don't have any substance built around them to make them funny. This show just shows a pedophile acting like a pedophile and characters getting killed with no rhyme or reason, and they expect those to be funny. That's not me taking a show too seriously. That's me not having enough effort on this show's part to appreciate whatever it's going for. However, I gotta give it to the writers. They are really pushing what you can get away with on broadcast TV, and anyone who challenges the FCC has my respects. But, on terms of animation, I just feel this show is a long-lost cousin of an adult animated show that actually understands how humor works, and are trying to make art. Family Guy feels like it's made by a bunch of teenagers who are just breaking the rules for the heck of it, and for that, I can't get behind it. I think Clerks animated series summed up Family Guy best. In one episode, Dante and Randall meet the writers for their show, and one of them is holding a book that says How to Write Cartoons by Seth MacFarlane on it, and he says, "Hey guys, I had the funniest idea ever! Let's put them on Gilligan's Island and have them make gay jokes for the whole episode!" So, there are my honest and unbiased thoughts on Family Guy. Hopefully, to anyone who is unsatisfied with Ben T. Looney's view on Family Guy can now see how I really feel about it. My honest thoughts on more topics are coming, so stay tuned.
Black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the rain, black